This is the Bosryers Season 2, episode number 9. If you want to know what Yiltyd Speeltyd looks like, then this is the episode that you need to watch. Please join our Facebook group and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, how's it guys? Welcome to yet another episode of our Bosryers series. Today we are at Vaal Marina, right next to the Vaal Dam, and this whole day came from Vic. So he's the one who found this place. He's the one who has been playing here quite some time, and he brought us here and said this is a place that you must experience for yourself. Vic, you know this place obviously way better than I do.
Yeah.
So what can we expect?
We can expect a lot of self-made obstacles that we have to lay out ourselves. We made quite a few this morning, but unfortunately the rain made a lot of plans here, so most of the obstacles we used to play with is not accessible, but there's so much that is still accessible and that we drive out and we make our own obstacles. The sky is the limit. Whatever you want to do, if you want it wild, you can have it wild. You want it mild, you can have it mild. You want mud, we got mud. You want water, we got water. Awesome. Unfortunately, the rain closed most of the obstacles, but we are here to make our own obstacles.
Well, apparently this place has got about the stretch of 18 kilometers, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So regardless of the previous obstacles, closed with water or not, there's plenty of new places to open up.
Exactly, and like I said, there's no tracks here that you can say we've driven here before. We go over every hill and every mountain, we make our own track. That's how it is. It's a natural terrain for 4x4. That's what 4x4 is about. Building your own road, building your own discover.
Awesome. And this is hopefully one day going to be a new track. So let's all thumbs. But either way, this episode is going to be exciting. Watch this space. First up, I would just like to say thank you to our major sponsors. Torero Productions, the technical company you need for your next event. They provide services like sound, lighting, stages, big screens, power distribution, roof structures, and it all comes together with a highly experienced team. Visit Torero's website at www.torero.co.za. Torero Productions, experience the difference. Our very first obstacle that we encounter is basically going through a mud pool and then going to a section where it's a very slippery off-camera incline with a sharp knock on top. Right, let's first of all see how Chris does it with his old Mahindra. And next up we have Mornay with his stock standard silver Toyota Hilux, avoiding the off-camera situation, taking a complete different approach angle, and see the result for yourself. Gerard, laat hom van skuins af opline. Basically what counts in your favor on this specific obstacle is ground clearance. So if you do have ground clearance, you can take this obstacle more straight. But without it, off camera is the way to go. Jy ordentlik vas nie.
En ek kan afval maar so drank moet pak.
And next up we have Nikki and a bunch of friends taking on this first obstacle while they're out for a fun day with the Bosryers. And the next guy to climb on stage is Buffelke. This is a 1979 Land Cruiser with Frans Libbe behind the steering wheel. This guy's got a lot of horses underneath the hood and more than sufficient ground clearance for any obstacle. And next up we have Martin with Obos. Martin is taking this off-camera situation fearlessly and crawls over this obstacle without any hassles. And next up, taking this obstacle very graciously, is Valdo with his Jeep Rubicon with 37-inch wheels. The next obstacle is something that can get your heartbeat raised a little bit. With an off-camber axle twisting situation, Buffelke and Obos is showing us how it's done. The very next obstacle looked extremely difficult, with a slippery situation coming out of the dam, and to our surprise, this obstacle was actually extremely easy. So yeah, unfortunately it didn't go as planned, but the guys still enjoyed it like kids. And the Heeltyd Speeltyd Pajero taking the lead on the next obstacle with Vic behind the steering wheel. This is one of those obstacles that's really pleasant to watch, as the various vehicles does various things on this obstacle. Hi guys, so during the course of the day, I will be passenger most of the time in various vehicles, so I'll be hopping from vehicle to vehicle. And first up, I'm driving with Martin, who's driving Obos, the red Land Cruiser. Now Obos, tell us more about the Land Cruiser. What's underneath the hood? What size tires you got? What makes this vehicle special?
Well, it's got a 4.3 litre Lexus engine in it, got 35-inch tires, and yeah, that is my plaything.
And I assume when your wife is not close by, this is your wife?
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's actually more troubles.
Awesome. Let's enjoy the day.
Thanks.
And in this white Hilux, we have Piet Prinsloo just crawling it out like a boss. And next up we have Leonard with the stock standard Isuzu and road tires spinning his way to the top. And this is Kenny with the epic buck, still taking a warm-up session. And this is Chris just showing off the capabilities of this Mahindra. And all the way from Meerden we have Gerard Libbe behind the steering wheel of his Isuzu toy. Next up we have the Silver Hilux with Mornay behind the steering wheel just enjoying the loose sand. When Valdo came around the corner with his very capable vehicle, I advised him to take this challenge on, and so he took up the challenge, and the rest speaks for itself. Valdo, as jy nie comfortable is nie,
Ek is nie.
los dit as jy nie is nie.
Kyk, ek gaan nog maar doorgaan.
Ja, vir die road. Ek wil net by sê, dit is Valdo se heel eerste keer op die 4x4 baan. So regardless, well done for even trying. Gert attempting this obstacle as well with his Thunder. Obviously a bit more experience, so I believe the result will be a bit different. Remember, it's very easy to flip a short wheelbase vehicle over. However, Gert is attempting it for attempt number 2. Remember, this is the actual obstacle, and this is the part that we saw that is also doable. So now it's just a matter of break through the first wall. An obstacle is always different from the inside and the outside of the vehicle. So obviously, with eyes on different places, Kenny came and he gave some advice, and the rest was spectacular. Well done, Gert! And last on this obstacle, we have Buffelke and Frans behind the steering wheel, taking this obstacle nice and calm to also respect the passengers at the back of his vehicle. Warm-up session is over and Kenny came out to play. Just watch all the mud slinging around. With the right amount of torque, the right size tires, and obviously the correct grip underneath your tires, this obstacle will be easy. And next up in this muddy obstacle, we have Leonard with a stock standard Isuzu and normal road tires, getting bogged down in the mud. However, with a bit of a line change, the obstacle changes completely and it appears quite easy. And next up we have basically the same vehicle taking on the same obstacle. The only difference is higher ground clearance and mud terrain tires, and just look at the difference. Basically, the name of the tire says it all. When you go into a mud obstacle, you need mud terrain tires. Now, Buffalo is fitted with all-terrain tires, and as you can see, even here to go in for attempt number 2. Guys, I must be honest, to be a passenger today is a complete different situation to what I'm used to. But what I can say is, I love the spirit of Martin here next to me, and I love this vehicle. So let's see how it's doing on this obstacle. Now normally this type of obstacle would not be difficult at all. But in this case, underneath the rear wheels the sand is quite loose, and by the front wheels the brittle sand is actually giving away, making traction half impossible to climb the first step. Martin just keeps his foot steady on the pedal, and eventually gets the necessary grip to get over that first step. And then eventually to get the rear wheels over, a little bit of momentum is needed. Morne up next, knowing the limitations of his vehicle, chooses a complete different line and goes through easily. And Voldo also choosing more or less a difficult line. However, with the capabilities of his vehicle, it doesn't look difficult at all. Following suit, just proving a point that the capable vehicle just makes obstacles so much easier. Alright guys, so now I'm in a vehicle with Gerard Libbe, and he's all the way from Meyerton.
Yeah.
Now Gerard, you're driving your Isuzu. Give us a bit detail about your vehicle.
It's a 2012 model, 3 liter hybrid turbo, big exhaust, stage 2 injectors. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, so you did some modifications and you improved the performance.
Improved the performance, everything.
Alright, and how do you feel about off-camber situations?
Not good.
Because I saw when we were doing Panty Valley in our previous series, there was one obstacle that was basically your Achilles heel.
Yeah, it was not good. Don't like that.
Well, let's hope today is different for you.
Okay, let's see.
Let's go for it. Alright, and then we're going to the final up. Definitely ground clearance is the one thing that's counting against us right now. But we are determined. Oh my goodness! And we're through! I'm pretty sure that looks crazy from the outside. So behind me is Pete with the Hilux, also attempting this obstacle where Gerard really lifted some serious wheels. So let's see how Pete does it. Well done, first time does it good. And this is Chris with one of the oldest Mahindra Jeeps. Well, I don't know if it's a Thar or a Jeep, but also no struggles whatsoever. We have Chris again with the old Mahindra, one of the first models of its kind, trying to reverse this obstacle out. Let's see how it does. Easy does it, no sweat whatsoever. And another familiar face to the Bosryers series, we have Vic with the old Speeltijd Pajero, also doing some crazy stuff. Right, and then we have Kenny with the epic buck, always doing crazy stuff. Hey! Leonard is also following in the footsteps of Gerard, getting bogged down on the first attempt due to ground clearance, then going back for attempt number 2 and pushing the vehicle to break through the barrier. Alright guys, so this is Valdo, the first time in his life on a 4x4 track. Excellent choice of vehicle, so he's not doing too bad at all. Alright guys, we have Vic doing crazy stuff, stupid stuff. Vic, do you need bad friends who can push you van die bal af van die sloot?
I need friends. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Right, we have through Joburg power. Forward, not reverse. Oh no, that's not through Joburg power. Alright, we have more guys in the mix. Let's see how I do. Go!
Dankie vir julle hulp, julle goeie vriende. The friend indeed.
Alright guys, by now you do know my long bearded friend who has been on most of the Bosryers episodes. So this is Kenny and the epic buck. So close up, this is how ugly his face is. Anyway, tell us a bit more about your vehicle in detail.
It's a 2x4.
Ah, that's enough. Anyway, you all know by now it's a 2x4 with an 1800 Golf engine.
And no lockers.
And no lockers.
No. Correction, a right locker.
A right locker. And that's the footwork, right? Anyway, what are we doing now?
Going
Steep downhill.
No line up.
And you know the safety belts is too small for me.
Luckily we'll roll to your side, so I'll have a cushion.
Keep it careful. Let's go.
right on top of the roof.
Eventually we'll get there. Alright guys, so I'm in the heeltyd speeltyd Pajero with Vic, and again Vic is the man who pulled this whole event together today. So first of all, thank you for that, Vic. And then secondly, this is my first time driving with Vic in his vehicle, and he's one crazy dude. So I made sure I have my safety belt on.
Heeltyd speeltyd.
Alright, just short and sweet, tell us a bit about your Pajero.
It's a Pajero 3.5 V6 that I just fitted a diff lock and 32-inch tires, and the rest is stock standard, and that's why it's heeltyd speeltyd. Everything mustn't always be easy. It must be a bit of a challenge. You can have heeltyd speeltyd.
Exactly. And one thing that I can say for sure is not standard on this vehicle is the bloody driver. Let's hit it. Alright guys, so we are perfectly lined up on this first obstacle that we are doing together. I didn't see for myself that yesterday when Kenny took it with the Epic Bub, he actually fell on his side.
Oh yeah.
So dude, you're in charge, eh?
Let's go.
Alright, going to the second part of the obstacle, into the downhill. So it's quite a steep down, but nevertheless we have done worse before.
Oh, die en 'n lyk of
we are off camber on a downhill, so sliding in any direction is possible. Yeah, the backside of the vehicle is sliding to the right hand side, but Vic has got it handled quite well. Right, earlier today we had Valdo with his Jeep attempting this obstacle, and he said no, not on his first day. And then Gert attempted it. After a few attempts, he eventually made it through. So we're going down on this obstacle now. And remember, this Pajero is a short wheelbase, so possibility to flip over is always there. But let's hope it's not happening today. Kenny in front showing us lines.
That was epic. Waar's Kenny? Kenny? Ek sal hom kan opvat.
Ja, moet net punch dat jy spring. So, gaan net 'n lekker eenvoudige momentum.
Kenny's advice is not too much momentum, just keep it steady momentum to get this obstacle back up. Hey, not easy.
Woo! Hoe is dit?
It looks damn difficult.
Huh? Hoe fucking mal is dit, man?
Capabilities of the vehicle makes all the difference in the world.
Ry hier in die bosveld en die vuurtjie brand te mooi. Die songesig oor die rots en klippe en natuur wat ons uitnooi. Ons ry waar ander net kan droom en die son sak in die bos. Ons bosryers het modderbloed en ons kry jou in die bos.